Hello, I'm Princess Snow White and I'm here to talk to you about Harry Potter. So the HBO just dropped a freshly baked teaser for the upcoming Harry Potter show. I'm sure you have seen it, and if you haven't, get your priorities straight. It's Harry Potter. Anyway, as you would expect, I have watched it, and though I do have a lot of praise to give, I also have a few questions. So sit down, get comfortable, get yourself a nice cup of pumpkin juice and make sure the muggles don't know what you're doing. And let's begin with our little analysis. The trailer opens with this slow panning shot of Dursley's house and what I can only presume to be skinnier and younger Vernon sitting in the background. And the first thing I notice right away, that's a bit of a different house layout. Here is the same shot from the original movie. We are looking into the house from the front door and straight ahead is the kitchen. But in the original you cannot see the kitchen window from the position we are in. The window is a lot further to the right. And also there is no table in the kitchen, there are counters there, which we can see from this scene where Harry walks into the kitchen and there is a counter where there's 12-year-old Vernon cosplay is sitting in the new one, while the real Vernon is sitting at the table in the dining room, like a normal person. And even if one could argue that they could have put an extra table in the kitchen, yes, they could. But looking at this house layout, that would mean they have a dining table here, and then another dining table right next to it. Now, as we all know, muggles are inferior, but they are not that stupid. You may think this is an insignificant detail, but here is why I think it is rather significant. First, it makes familiar and well-recognizable environment unfamiliar and makes the fans feel the sense of something is off. Second, replicas of that very house exist in many locations around the world, including the one I went to in Tokyo, where you could just walk around and explore that very house without the kitchen table in it, and therefore not utilizing that existing design would create two versions of the same house, which will open a rift in the fabric of reality that will swallow us all and plunge the universe into a never-ending circle of doom. And third, it looks to be done for no other purpose than having a way of inserting Vernon into the trailer. It doesn't benefit the story or develop the plot. It makes for a more visually cool shot, and that is all it does. And that is exactly why I normally skip modern shows, because they focus too much on what looks cool over what is narratively important. Moving on, we have some shots of Harry being bullied by his cousin and several other pudgy kids, which is presumably the showmaker's way of telling us that fat kids are bad. And finally, we arrive at the scene with some unknown blonde woman crudely chopping Harry's hair and then threatening him with scissors? Holy hell, that's some serious form of child abuse. Harry, call the services. It's the United Kingdom. They have the services. They'll protect you. Honestly, I'd be on the phone the moment that bleach blonde harpy went anywhere near my gorgeous locks. Then finally we get to what is, in my opinion, the best part of the trailer. We see him. The big, rugged, hairy mountain of pure motherly love. Hagrid! And you know, I have to really commend the way they made this shot with him being shown from the back, because A, it is such a recognizable, iconic form that you could not possibly confuse with anybody else, and B, it gives us just that tiny bit of feeling that we are seeing Robbie Coltrane again, the actor who originally portrayed Hagrid. Now, Robbie Coltrane unfortunately passed away in 2022, but he famously said, "I will not be here sadly, but Hagrid will." And by God, he was right. Hagrid is here. That one little shot when I first saw him honestly brought me to tears. So well done, showmakers, on that one. We also get to see that Hagrid is now portrayed by Nick Frost, who is originally a comedy actor and seems to have lost a lot of weight, because last I remember him, he was looking like this. And you know what? I think he will do a fine job as Hagrid. He better. And Hedwig! Where's the Hedwig? She's alive and well, and that's the only way she's ever gonna be. And if you dare to say otherwise, I'll... Now, is it just me, or is Hogwarts looking a bit more cavey? Why is there a tree in the lobby? Where are these stairs going? Why is McGonagall wearing a chebureki on her head? We then see some beautiful shots of Harry exploring Hogwarts, which for now I shall reserve my judgment until I see the show and how they portrayed Hogwarts. We also get to finally see the trio together, and my god, did they actually give Hermione bushy hair? You see, one of the complaints with the original movies was that they made Hermione obviously pretty as opposed to a plain and nerdy looking girl with an absolute lion's mane of hair that she had in the books. So looks like this time around they fixed it. Well done, show. This hair be bushy. This hair big. I like. We also get to see the antagonists, Malfoy and his gang, and it looks like he has TikTok. He looks like he knows what 6'7" means. He looks like he gets his haircut in the local vegetable garden, which makes him exactly as annoying and punchable looking as I would expect Malfoy to be, so well done there too. Then we have some more various shots of life in Hogwarts, including this absolutely adorable shot of Hagrid making a snow angel.
He's just like a big cuddly teddy bear. I love it.
And then we see the new Snape. Now, I've talked about this extensively before in this video, so if you want to hear my views on this casting, go and give it a watch. But in frame of this trailer and promo shots I've seen of this new interpretation of the iconic character, well, they certainly tried to give him a new look, new vibe, which style and presentation-wise does work. He looks as this sort of grim, perhaps not entirely hygienic outcast. But then again, we return to the same question I posed in my original video on the subject. What benefit to the story or the character development does the race swap serve in this particular instance? And honestly, I still fail to see the answer beyond it being a cheap way to get people talking about the show and therefore generate more hype. I've said it many times before, race or gender swaps can work if they benefit the story or develop a character in a new, deeper way. And there are several characters in this very franchise that I suggested could benefit from either race or gender swap, and Snape is just not one of them. And by God, if they try to tie his status as an outcast to race, you know, unforgivable spells are sometimes forgivable, particularly when you use them against showmakers that try to shove idiotic and divisive political agendas into work of cinematography. So you watch yourselves, because I know all three unforgivable curses. HBO. Also, is that Dumbledore wearing a fedora? Yeah, I'm not even commenting on that. The trailer ends on board of Hogwarts Express, with Hermione having a noticeably less bushy hair, Harry looking like, well, Harry, and Ron with his iconic dirty nose going pew, which is absolutely adorable and I love him. Look at his little smiling face. Put a like on this video for Ron. Do it. Anyway, what can I say overall having watched this trailer? Well, I won't lie, there are a number of concerns and fears I have both as a massive Harry Potter fan and a culture and art observer. All too often, modern shows fall victim to the sheer incompetence and grotesquely moronic political agendas of the new generation of writers, whose egos are so massively inflated that they often forget that we as audience love accurate depiction with a certain degree of artistic interpretation that is within the boundaries established by the original author. An example of that is A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, a beautiful show because it is accurate. So as long as the writers of this show remember that we as audience are here not for them and their political and social views, but rather for the magical world of Harry Potter, we shall be fine. We might have ourselves a great show. One particular concern I had I should mention though. Look at this comparison of two scenes, one from the original movies and one from the show. Or this one, or this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. Notice anything? The color grading is more similar to the last 4 movies. It's bleak, it's shadowy, and it's depressingly in the realm of realism. And I'm not yet sure as to why that is. After all, in the original movies, this color grading brought the sense of wonder and magic and bright discovery. And I suppose it could be that now with the show we will have more time to explore more daily lives and more mundane, which in films we simply didn't have time to do, and therefore more realistic lighting might suit it more. But I personally miss the bright and warm color grading they had in the first film. It felt more magical, it felt more innocent, more wondrous, and that is what originally fascinated me and many other kids with the world of Harry Potter. But well, we shall see. When the show comes out, I shall make more analysis videos probably. But for now, thank you for enduring me. And if you have made it this far in the video and you're still not subscribed to me, do it now. Honestly. See you in the next one.